People be lying.
Okay, so there we go. We're already there. Okay, and then alrighty, we are up and going. Give me a second here, and I've been kind of busy this morning, so I'm still trying to get something in my stomach. So I figured a toasted bagel would work. I bet this will help. That sound a little better?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now you can hear me chewing.
Yes, sir.
There we go. All righty. So welcome to another exciting episode of You Must Be Joking.
Well, right? Sorry, I'm in the middle of some correspondence and stuff. I'm just over here having fun. You know, I got to get all my Thanksgiving thank yous out and my my Christmas mail done. I like to do it now. That way I don't have to worry about it in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, see, I like the way I do it better.
What, last minute?
No, I just don't do it.
Well, you know, this is only the second year I've actually done this because I was just like you. I used to never ever do it. And 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, my wife's parents got me exactly what I wanted, and so I was just like, and thank you. So now I always give them a thank you, especially since since I don't go to Thanksgiving because they have the niece that has has a Batten's disease, and so I try to stay away because her parents are a little bit awkward, and they want you to take a COVID test, and if you pass or don't pass, you got to get the shot and stuff like that. So I just refrain from going, and so like they sent about 3/4 of a turkey, 3/4 of a ham, some roast beef, some steak, some potatoes. I mean, because I don't know if I've told you before, but her father was a Navy cook. So even though there's only 5 of us there, he cooked for 40 people every time, which is nice because that means we have leftovers for a week. So I just send a little thank you.
Yeah, well, that's nice. There's nobody here really, so it was just me, my wife, and my youngest daughter. And so I just made it. We made a small turkey, dressing, potatoes, gravy, some rolls, and that kind of stuff, and just left it at that, and cranberries.
Yeah.
I almost made a pumpkin pie and decided not to. Yeah, and which is a good thing because we'd have never ate it.
Yeah, I made a flat of chocolate chip cookies with Heath bar crushed on top, and she made a couple of cheesecake things and took it there. So it's not like we didn't participate at all.
Yeah,
because I wasn't there. But it's nice to say, hey, thanks for all the food. Now we don't have to go shopping in this expensive environment.
Yeah. Well, I went ahead.
Deal with people at the stores. I think it's more dealing with the people in stores. I don't care about the cost of the food. It's just the dealing with the people.
Yeah. I try to avoid going to the stores from Thanksgiving Day. I might go in there to get a potato or something, but into like Safeway or 7-Eleven or something, just a real quick in and out. But from Thanksgiving Day till New Year's Day, I ain't going into a store to do any shopping. Ain't gonna do it. It's just not...
I can understand that sentiment wholeheartedly.
Yeah, if I got to do any shopping, it's going to be delivered. So
yeah, well, hey, that's what they want. They want us to not do anything. They want to give us an allowance. They want us to spend our money on time, and they want us to have everything delivered, and they want everything to be a subscription. That way, you don't own anything, and you're happy.
well, I don't want to go to the stores. I do not like Christmas shopping. I do not like Christmas crowds. I like it when the family comes over, or I go to the families and we celebrate Christmas together. I like it when they come over for Thanksgiving, or I go over there and we celebrate it together. Family, friends, that's it, you know. But the rest of it, no, you know. So now I will admit that I did kind of go a little above and beyond this year for Thanksgiving, because I had to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you know, and there were a few of us that had to, about 25 of us or so, you know, and so everybody else had it off, you know, had the weekend off. It was just, you know, a few of the production people, and then the transportation, you know, my section. So I said to hell with it. I made up a bunch of biscuits and a crock pot full of gravy, and a big old skillet, or well, a big old pan of fried potatoes, with, you know, all seasoned up and everything, and then a bunch of scrambled eggs and a bunch of sausage. Took that to work and fed everybody breakfast. So
very nice.
Yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, everybody seemed to like it. But you cannot go bad. You can't go wrong with biscuits and gravy. I mean, that's, you know, just
you cannot. Biscuits and gravy is a staple.
It's a lifestyle.
I'm literally contemplating making some biscuits today because I watched. We watch a lot of cooking shows at night as we fall asleep, and this one guy was making some biscuits, and he had some good shortcuts. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And we've got a lot of green onion and stuff, and I got some bacon, so I'm gonna make some bacon cheddar green onion biscuits.
That sounds good. Yeah. But yeah, we had a good one. So that was a good one. But I don't really want to do a whole lot of cooking right now because I cooked my tail off, prepping everything Wednesday night, and you know, after work, or well, I had Wednesday off, so Wednesday night I had everything prepped and ready to go. Then Thursday I spent all day cooking, and then Friday I had to go to work, and then Friday night I came home and prepped everything. I baked the biscuits and made the gravy. And then the next morning I had to get up early, so I stayed up late Friday and then got up early Saturday morning so I could go ahead and cook the eggs and the sausage and the potatoes and all this kind of stuff and get it all.
So do you do sausage gravy when you do your biscuits and gravy?
Say what?
Do you do sausage gravy when you do biscuits and gravy?
No, I don't.
No?
No, I thought about it, but you know, no, I just used bacon grease instead of sausage grease. I'd been planning it, so I saved a week's worth of grease.
Sounds good, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought about taking some of the sausage and cutting it up and throwing it in there too, but decided not to. Just leave it nice and creamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody liked it. So. There was no leftovers when I left. But yeah, it was.
All right, I think that's the last one.
It was pretty good though. So. Yay!
Yay! Thank you, mother-in-law. Thank you, father-in-law. Thank you, brother-in-law. Thank you, other mother-in-laws. Yay! Now the big step. Do I talk to my actual mother?
Well, I would, but I really don't want to have to hold a seance.
That reminds me, I wonder if my dad's dead yet.
Well, my dad's not. I called him the other day, and we talked for.
Yeah, see, I know my mom's alive because we've been kind of getting back together a little bit. We've been estranged for, I want to say, 20 years. And I've been estranged from my father for probably 33 years.
Yeah, see, I had issues with my parents when I was young, and so and so I just stayed away pretty much. Um, but I was 19 years old, and I managed to come back into Grants Pass. They were living in Sunny Valley, and I had this nightmare that my dad had died, and it just tore me up. And so I went ahead and I hitchhiked on back into Sunny Valley, and started trying to work things out then. And it didn't. It took until I was probably 30, 32, something like that, before they started to believe that I was actually me, and everything was cool. And then so. But I think my mother kind of doubted it all the way up until almost till she died. She wasn't sure if I was really me or not. So that sounds kind of weird.
Are we really who we are anyway? I mean, we're completely different people online than we are in person, and we're completely different people on Facebook than we are on Twitter or Instagram. So, I mean, who are we day to day?
Well, what you see with me is what you get. That's all there is to it. Well, you know that. I'm just as bad here on the video as I am in person. Talking over the fence. This is just who I am. So.
Yeah.
And if nobody else likes me.
Yeah. He's like, I'm set. I'm good. You don't like me? That's just one less person I got to call or hear from.
Yeah. But I'm glad I worked everything out with my folks. In fact, there for a long time, my dad wanted nothing to do with me. He was telling people all kinds of stories about me because people had told him different stories. And yeah, so I'm kind of glad that I put in the effort to patch things up.
Yeah. Yeah, my father never wanted the family. He completely abandoned us, ran away. And then one time, my mother followed him with us, and so we kind of reconnected, which is how I got to spend so much time in Hawaii, because that's where he ran away to, because they don't enforce
child support.
Yeah, so he was, that's where he went. So I would spend some time over there, and then the last time I was over there, his new wife had a daughter, and she found out that I played music, and then a few years later, I stayed in contact with Amber, and I sent her a demo, and it just happened to be that my father was coming to the mainland U.S. for some business. She sent him specifically instructed to come take pictures of me playing on stage. So when I went to the gig, found out he was there, I made sure he had a good shot, because he said, Amber wants me to take pictures. I was like, okay, we'll sit right here. And the best part about that gig was we played, it was probably one of our better shows at that time, and he just stood there. Didn't take one picture. He was like, my God, you're great. I was like, yeah, fuck off. So I saw Amber about 6 years after that, and she finally got her pictures of me playing on stage, because she had to do it herself.
Yeah, I think about doing that too, going out and doing some more. I've been trying to do a little bit more as far as the music promotion and stuff, and I do like those royalty checks. They're nice,
right?
Yeah, so I'm kind of picking it up a little bit.
I need to find someone to sell that Christmas song to. Oh, okay.
You're on the air with You Must Be Joking, right?
Hello, this is local listing calling with an important message about your...
Hey, that was an important message. Why'd you hang up?
Because I get that about 6 times a day. Oh, let's hear. We are. Okay, there we go. Neighbor was wondering if we were on the air today, so I told him yeah. But no, you know, they call me constantly, and it's always that damn recording. And if it's not a recording, it's somebody trying to do something and fluff their website. And I keep telling them, this is not the business line. You know, you want the business line, it's a different number. You know, that's 391-8733. This is the request line. You know, this is the one
You're on the air. We have important information.
Yeah, it ain't that damn important.
It ain't important if it's on an automated message.
That's it. You know, and I have never listened to an automated message all the way through.
No, I have, especially when they call. They're like, Joanne, we know that you have this house, and we want to know if you want to sell it. Push 1 if you want to talk to a realtor. 1. Oh, hey, yeah, who is this? I'm like, hey, you fucking called me. $5 million or fuck off. Haven't had someone say yes yet. But if you see me packing up, you'll know it's because someone said yes.
Yeah, get cash up front.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Suitcase, hard bills, on the back porch. We get 60 days to vacate once the money arrives. And then when we leave, in the mailbox will be the keys to the house and the deed to the house.
Yeah, so anyway, back to what we were talking about. So, yeah,
Food?
Yeah, I've been thinking about writing more songs and stuff like that and putting out a new album. Well, I never did finish the Dreams album. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got several of the songs, but I still got to do a couple more, and I kind of want to change up the style of music a little bit and stuff. So I'll go ahead and do that. I've been thinking about getting back into the stand-up again too.
Yeah.
The downside is I get Monday.
I've been trying to do the stand-up, but I don't want to drive to Bremerton for 5 minutes of stage time.
Yeah.
I mean, so like tonight we can go to Renton. There's a place in Renton, and then tomorrow there's Nate's. They're nice and close. I mean, Nate's is even closer. I don't mind just doing one night a week, especially now that their sign-up go-up is different. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about 2 weeks? That way there I can go ahead and refresh myself on some of this and work up some new stuff. And
God, I was so cold.
Yeah, but how about 2
I
weeks?
Better that way. That way, none of us know what's going to happen.
But at 2 weeks, we can go ahead and go to Renton, and if it works, maybe I'll stay up late on Tuesday as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I have to be at work Wednesday morning, which is, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, but the reason I like the Bremerton and the Renton and now Nate's again is because it is a show up, go up. So, and even Nate's has changed their style because I went there a few weeks back, a month back, and they didn't have the multiple names on the list already. It was just sign up. So they have a different night for their good micers, I guess is what I'll call it.
For the ones that actually sign up. For the advanced sign up, it's a different night, or
maybe. I don't know, because I know he does a class, and I know he does Thursdays, and he has big shows like Keenan. What's his name from Saturday Night Live? The guy that got ran over or hit by a car.
I don't know.
But he was there last week, and I almost went.
No, I get the offers for free tickets a lot. You know.
Yeah.
And I actually signed up for the tickets for a friend of mine at work, you know, so he could go, and they enjoyed it. So just to let everybody know, Nate's is a nice place, good comedy, you know, decent atmosphere.
And it's not the motel hotel that got busted for drug dealing. That was a different one.
Yeah, that's down the street. Down the street and across the street.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, Nate's is a nice club. Got a good stage. Got a good DJ, good sound system. I mean, it's
Got
nice.
an excellent bartender.
Excellent bartender.
Yeah, she's a real sweetheart.
And then the same for Renton. It's got a decent atmosphere if it doesn't have the greatest of sound systems.
Yeah, but I enjoyed doing that place that time. I mean, it was actually pretty nice. The people were really
Good.
nice.
If you go there on a good night when there's a lot of people and you can get up early enough, it's a lot of fun. But that's another thing about the 907. With that 907 in Renton, Washington on Monday nights at 9 o'clock. I think its start time is 9:30, but they'll have up to 35 comics. So if you get there too late, you're not going up till 11 when there's like 3 people and the bartender.
Yeah.
You're like, is this funny at all? It worked in my bedroom.
Well, I'll tell you what we can do. Let's see here. Since it'll be in 2 weeks, we'll tell everybody now that we're going.
Hey, in 2 weeks, we're going to be in Renton.
At the 907.
On 3rd Avenue.
Yeah, so we'll try and get up. And then we'll go to Nate's on Tuesday. And we'll work at it. That's here in Tacoma. Okay?
Yes,
and
sir.
So feel free to join us.
Come on out and laugh at my stupidity.
And believe me, there's a lot to laugh at there. Just trying to stick.
I'm full of stupidity. I got more stupidity than shit. I'm full of both of them.
Don't forget, I'm always on your side, dude. I'll always have you back there. Anyhow, so yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll be doing that. And, so come on out and, well, I don't mind hecklers. What about you?
What's that?
I said, I don't mind hecklers,
Oh man, I love hecklers.
And so
you gotta learn. I mean, I have never had a heckler shut me down yet, but my comebacks, not that good because I don't do a lot of crowd work. I just go up there and tell jokes. There's comedians that go up there and immediately start doing crowd work.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, I wish I had the courage to do that, but I just don't have any snappy comeback. It's like my life experience is what I talk about because my life's been a joke and it's funny and people laugh at me, laugh at my pain for me.
Yeah, well, see, my life is a bunch of snappy comebacks,
Well, see, maybe you should do more crowd work.
Well,
I'm serious. Because, like Dave Chappelle doesn't do a lot of crowd work. Seen him live twice. Doesn't do a lot of crowd. He might interact a little bit. He doesn't do a lot of crowd work. Whereas, what's that? The guy that died. I can't remember his name. Tyrese something. But he walk up on stage, be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then immediately go to someone. Hey, what's that? And then just crowd work is his entire night. And I don't know if that's how he wrote it. He's just like looking. He's got a list of snappy comebacks and one-liners and shit that he's ready with, and so he's just like, okay, file, joke. Hey, you, file, joke. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or if he's just that quick-witted because he's been doing it for 30 years, he's just like, hey, how you doing? Oh, you're an idiot. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'll work on something and we'll see what happens. But we will definitely do it in 2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday. Monday in Renton at the 907. Tuesday here in Tacoma at Nate's.
Sounds like a plan. And in the meantime, feel free to join him at his on his other podcast.
Oh yeah. We do a live one. The Radical Anti-Activists.
Oh, really?
We'll be doing it live later today.
Now, where does that broadcast?
On YouTube.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that's a straight to YouTube trash pile. So it's me and my ex-boss and good friend Drew, and we just sit here and we just talk shit like you and I are doing right now. But you were talking about music. Drew, he's a guitarist and a bassist, and he's been trying to encourage me to play. I don't know. You see, I got my bass out here and my guitar out here. He's been trying to get me to play. I'm this close to bringing some amps in from the trailer out there just to pretend. But it's been 5, 6 years since I've really done anything serious. So
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, like I said, I'm just thinking about it. I haven't done it, so it's been what, 2 years or a year since I did anything. You know,
yeah,
so
I think that the last thing I worked on was that Christmas song, and that was at least 6 years ago.
well, it still plays on Rubber Chicken Radio.
It's a good song.
Yeah, and it's
Phil had great lyrics. My ads were okay. You can tell the lyrics I added if you listen close enough.
well, I mean, it was generic enough, to where it can be played all year long. But
Absolutely.
but during the season, during the Christmas season, you can actually say, well, it's focused on Christmas.
I wanna figure out how to sell that to Dolly Parton. Come on, honey, sing this song.
Yeah. Yeah, see, most of mine would have to go to like Garth Brooks or somebody like that has a high enough and low enough range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because when I write, I usually go from the basement to the ceiling and back to the basement again, or, so a lot of people get uncomfortable with that. And that's why I can't sing anymore, is because I can't hit my own notes.
Well, I could never sing in the first place, but I didn't let that stop me.
Well, that's why I said I got to change styles. So but I'm working on a couple of things. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know. Keep you updated. I might ask you to come up with a bass lick or something, bass line for it.
Bass lines are easy. That's why I like to play bass. I got too fat of fingers to play guitar.
Yeah. Well, my fingers are getting so bad that that's why I haven't been playing. I got to figure out what to do, because, I mean, yeah. Anyway, quit my whining, quit my complaining. Well, now we ain't got anything to talk about. Yeah.
You must be joking, right? We're here to complain. We're here to whine.
Yeah.
We're here to wonder about everything.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. If I'm done.
Thank you for coming. Wait. What? Why is his hand under the table? Thank you for coming.
Yeah, and you guys can always join in. I'll go ahead and throw this out there. 253-254-6664. You can go ahead and either call in while we're recording this right now, or you can call and leave a message anytime, and let us know what you're thinking, or if you're thinking. And if you're watching us, I'm going to say that it's strong on the if.
You're thinking we're not thinking. That's what you're thinking. These guys don't have a brain cell between the two of them.
That's why I'm lonely. My right brain cell is the only one there.
Mine's on the left.
Yeah.
It'll switch to the right if I sleep on my side, though.
Not mine. It wakes me up if I roll over, because you can hear it roll to the other end.
Oh, man.
It's like a marble on a ship
rolling down an empty hardwood floor.
Yeah, it's like a marble on a ship's floor in a rough sea. I was once told that if you shaved all the fat off my brain and put it on the edge of a razor blade under a microscope, it would look like like a BB rolling down a 10-lane highway.
Sweet.
Yeah, I didn't know I had that much.
I know, that's a lot. That's excessive, actually. You need to get rid of some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a guy named Marvin that told me that.
Man. So, anything good in the news?
Actually, there were some things. Really kind of surprised me, in fact. Well, no, it didn't. Let's here. See if I can get them going here real quick. Some refreshers. Let's see here. They found the remains of a World War II soldier that was unidentified, and they just recently identified his body through DNA tests. So that was kind of cool.
Where'd they find it?
Yeah, the family was very happy that now they have closure. So
Where'd they find him?
in France.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's hear. Let me open that up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that was actually pretty good news. Yeah, after 75 years, you know, a little. Yeah. In fact, let's see here. Let's do this real quick. So this is the guy's picture. Do you see
Okay.
it? Okay.
That's what he looked like when he went missing.
Right. And so the authorities have identified the remains of this guy from Pennsylvania who was killed in an ambush in France in 1945.
25 years old, man. He was kind of old for one of the youngins we sent over there.
Yeah. So he's over 100 years old now, or he would have been.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I thought that was actually pretty cool, you know.
That's kind of neat. Yeah. I wonder how many they're never gonna find because they were blown to bits.
Well, yeah, but you know, they still might find teeth.
Or the ones that were slaughtered on the incoming boats on D-Day that just went into the water and never came back. And fish ate them.
Yeah, there is that.
I wonder how they can ever get an accurate number of missing and or dead soldiers simply because of that kind of situation where they're completely obliterated and or they just leave, like they when they went to Normandy or whatever, they meet a girl and they're like, hey, fuck this.
Or they say I'm done, you know, there's too much, and they just wander off into the jungle or something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All they know is how many they sent.
Correct.
And I'm not even sure they even know
They
that.
they might know how many they sent.
Yeah.
And they could have a good guesstimate on how many came back.
Yeah, that's about it. So, let's see here.
We've sent people to Ukraine already. We got boots on the ground in Ukraine.
Renton was had a party going the other day. Let's see here. I don't know if you heard about this one. 2 killed in murder suicide in Renton.
Was it the husband killed the wife and himself? Or was that a different one in Kent?
I think that was a different one. It's not actually saying now. The whole story is gone except the picture and if I wanted to watch the video. 2 men are dead following a shooting at the landing in Renton. Investigators say people who saw what happened believe it might have been a murder-suicide, and that's the only thing they left.
At the landing? So okay, so it might have been a couple.
Well, I don't know. It was 2 men, so yeah. Well, I was actually expecting to be able to give you more information on that one, but
Well, give us information on the 4 students that were stabbed to death at the University of Utah.
Yeah, you know, it's funny how, well, not really funny, that wouldn't be the right word, but it's interesting, let me put it that way, how since the election is over, all of a sudden now the news is getting slammed with all kinds of mass shootings and stabbings and people getting run over. There was a hit and run the other day right here in Tacoma.
Yeah.
There was a brief blip where you could see the video of the guy that was standing outside. You know, he was going across the street or walking down the street or something, and this car just comes flying down and just wham! But they cut it just before it impact.
Oh, of course.
You're
not allowed to watch that.
Well, I don't really want to see it either, but you know, I mean,
I've seen it in real life. Woo!
Well, I've been hit before, but that was planned.
Oh, I've been hit, but I mean, we were at a party in Maple Valley, and you parked on the Maple Valley Highway, and you walked back behind the Maple Valley Golf Course to the river.
Uh-huh.
We'd have a keg back there, and so there were four of us walking out, and the guy, two people in front of me, we walked between a couple cars, and he just stepped out on the road and disappeared, and all I heard was brakes, and the solid thud when the car hit the body. That's a sound you will never forget.
Yeah. Well,
and then when I was God, maybe 8 or 9, I got hit by a car. I was on my bicycle, so and it wasn't horrific. It was I was going across an on ramp. This is in Burien. Going across an on ramp, and the lady cut over 2 lanes because she saw that she needed that on ramp, and so she wasn't going really fast. So I just got a little bit cut up and bruised.
Well, my brother-in-law, I was 22, I think. So that makes him about 15 or 16. He had gone to Goodwill and got himself a bicycle, and he was riding it home. Evidently, the handlebars hadn't been tightened down properly. So he's riding it, and he's going down the shoulder of the road, and all of a sudden the handlebars, and it comes out, and he falls over. Well, there was a car that was kind of close to him when he fell, and the guy drove over him. So he went completely over him to both axles. But the guy panics, thinks that John is still under his car, so he puts it in reverse and backs over him again. So he actually had 4 tire imprints, going across him. So the poor kid is laying there. The guy is panic stricken, and but John was in a body cast for a long time. I mean, full body cast, and I felt sorry for him, but the lesson learned, always take your wrenches to Goodwill if you're going to buy a bicycle.
It's just like pick apart. And one time when I was playing football, way young, I was riding my bike to practice, and I had my helmet on the handlebars, and I was just like, because the helmet was on the handlebars, and as soon as I let go to be cool, it was like, hey, let's turn.
I had the same thing happen, only it was going across railroad tracks.
Luckily, I stepped over the bike, and the guy that was watching me laughed at me the whole time. I landed on my feet, so I was lucky.
Yeah, see, I'd never even heard of a helmet for a bicycle,
No, football practice. Football helmet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, but I was riding my bike once, and I mean, you always, at that age, you're always going, doing weird stuff on the bike. You're taking jumps or whatever, going with no hands. So I'm going down Columbia Street, which is, railroad street, and there's this one part where the railroad track, splits off from the main track, and I wasn't even thinking about it, and I'm no hands, and all of a sudden my front tire goes into the track, and it came to a dead stop. The bike came up about halfway, and it was still standing when I hit the ground, but it flipped me up in the air. I went over and just bam. It was not pretty. But when I got up, my bicycle was still standing there. The tire was actually wedged in that damn thing. Yeah, it pissed me off. But no, I got run over. I got hit a couple of times. Well, actually several times. But it was always planned. Like Mario, he did it a few times. It was just mainly to freak other people out, Well, I'd gone into a job interview there in Pasco, and or not interview, but I went in to fill out an application. He was driving me around. We had a couple of people with us, and so I come out and everything, and he puts it in gear and hits it, starts rubbing right at me and everything. I stand there and I jump up and I roll up on top of the hood and then up into the windshield, back down and everything when he hits the brakes, and down on the ground, and I'm laying there holding my breath. You can hear everybody screaming in the car and everything. They're all freaking out, And Mario said, "Oh, I didn't like him anyway, And so anyway, they come out. They're starting to try and revive me. They're going to see how bad it is, and everything. And then I start laughing, and Mario's laughing, and we got in trouble. But it was fun. I did scrape my elbow though because he had a 71, I think it was, Olds Cutlass, or 69, and it had the grill that went across right by the windshield, and like with mine, it went straight forward, but his was going sideways, and so I scraped my elbow on it. But that was the only injury I ever got. So it was fun.
Yeah. It's always fun terrorizing people.
Well, I was such a conservative young man, I wasn't really into I was always playing it safe. That's it. Oh, yeah, here's some more good news. Let's hear. Child abuser caught.
Yay!
Yeah, I knew you'd like that. Man goes to prison for abusing foster kids.
Oh.
Now, I know this is totally unheard of, that any foster parent would ever abuse a child. But for 3 years, this guy, Justin Dwayne Johnson, Sr.
Wait, The Rock?
Oh, that's what I was thinking at first, but no, I think that's why they put the first name there, Justin Dwayne Johnson, Sr. Yeah. So probably The Rock's dad, I don't know. And Dwayne Johnson, I'm just joking. Okay, don't come over and kick his butt because he put it in my head. Anyway,
I'll do it. Come on over. Beat my ass. I need it.
Anyhow, he fostered kids in his home, and he wasn't doing any good for them. There was an investigation, and on November 17th, he was charged or sentenced to prison for 170 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, he was doing, the not just sexually abusing them, but he was videoing them, and he was, trying to make money by selling the porn, the kid.
Kitty porn. All right. He's the favorite now.
Yeah.
He's gonna get hurt in prison.
Yeah, I hope. I really do.
Oh no, they do. I mean, that's a verifiable fact that if you go to jail, they will find out what you did, and they hate rapists and they hate pedophiles to the point where they will assault you over and over again.
Yeah, well, this is the guy. Now, does he look like a decent foster parent?
He looks like he's been to jail before.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say probably for reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy's
Florida man.
Yeah, the guy is a total creep, so I'm glad that he's off the street. So like I said, that was more good news.
Yes. So what are we, like a week into the CBDC trial for the big banks right now?
No, I didn't hear about that one. I missed it.
Yeah, they're doing their trial run of the CBDC. What they're doing is they're mirroring transactions. It's big banks like the JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank, stuff like that. It's not everyone yet, but it's about 12 big banks, and the central bank and the Federal Reserve are doing the 12-week trial run, which I basically would call it teaching the managers and then teaching the other people how to do it, and they just need to get used to this transaction. And then after that 12-week run, that'll bring us into probably the middle of January, where they'll probably implement it for the rest of the banks. And then in May, when the Fed opens up their web page to assist you to do the transition, they should start. If you get direct deposit, you probably start getting CBDCs. And then I give it 2 years, because the best way to do this, to implement it and make it happen and make it work, is to give it to people that you're subsidizing. Like San Francisco just passed a bill where they give trans youth $1,200 a month if they make less than $600 a month.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people on Social Security. So if you go to the Social Security people, okay, well, your direct deposit's now in CBDCs. and you go to those the people that are getting any kind of government assistance. Well, now it's in CBDCs, and they can't say no because they need the assistance. Can't say no because you need your Social Security.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and as far as just the money portion of it, I don't really care if it's in yuan or if it's in francs or whatever. It doesn't really matter, just so long as it's still usable. The problem I have is that gives the government way too much control over my finances.
Well, they want complete control over your finances. As a matter of fact, they just enacted the thing where now they trace any transaction over $600. Any transaction.
Oh, my wife doesn't allow me to have that much, so.
It doesn't matter. This is for people that spend that kind of money. Like I spend that kind of money sometimes. So and I have an eBay account where I'm selling stuff that's worth more than $600. Just had a purchase not too long ago, so they'll trace that. They'll trace all of it. They want complete control, and they keep saying that they love the Chinese model. Mm-hmm. And in the Chinese model, they give you an allowance, and they give you a stipulation on time to spend that allowance, and they tell you what you can and can't buy.
Yeah,
that's coming.
And then, of course, if you say the wrong thing or talk to the wrong people, then you lose your money, lose access to it. So, no, yeah. Yep. See, that's going to put us into a revolution.
No, well, we're too fucking lazy. We're too stupid. We're too complacent. We're too compliant.
I don't know. When you go screwing around with people's money, shit, my wife is liable to declare a world war. You know, you go messing with her money, she's going to be pissed.
Because, and you know why I know it's never going to happen? Because of what you said. I don't care if it's yuan or dollars or whatever, as long as it's money. That's what everyone is going to say. I don't care. As long as my money's making it to my bank account, it'll be fine.
Yeah, but there again, it's the control. Now, when they tell me that, because I bought
too much hamburger,
or the wrong guitar. Maybe I bought a.
Is that the carbon tax? Oh, you bought too much hamburger. Can't buy any more for 3 months.
Right. When they start telling me I can't buy something or I can't give my money to somebody or whatever, that is the part that I don't like.
Yeah, if you're not liking it, doesn't mean you're going to do anything about it. You're just going to accept it.
No,
we all are.
That means that I'm going to be standing out there with a blowhorn telling everybody this is bullshit. Let's not put up with it because you're going to be next.
Out there a year ago when they started doing it. As a matter of fact, I've been telling people crypto has been the lead into this ever since they first mentioned making any kind of crypto in 2006. 2006 was when they said, hey, we should try this. Because the Chinese model was happening since 1998. So, yeah, it's coming. And the 3 people watching right now, they also don't care. You know how I know? Because they're watching this going, oh, okay, well, it's coming. If we cared, we'd be out there on the street right now going, hey, the government's trying to screw us. And everybody like, yeah, well, they do. Nobody cares, man.
Oh, yeah, but if we were out there doing it like that, that would put us just like in the old movies, where you got the guy standing up there in his underwear with the sign that says the world is ending. Yeah.
Why has it got to be that extreme? I'm not going to be.
No, I'm just saying that's the way that people would would look at us. They'd be thinking the same thing. Well, this guy's crazy. This guy's nuts. And nobody's going to believe it until it starts happening. And
then it's too late. Yeah. Guess what? It started happening a few years ago. It's too late.
Yeah, but once they start exerting their control, that's when people are going to start believing it. And like you said, at that point, it's going to take an awful lot to change anything.
It's already too late, and they got 2 more steps to make. They take complete financial control, and then they take complete agricultural control, and we are slaves completely, without a doubt. I mean, we're slaves right now. But we're just debt slaves right now. But once they get financial control and agricultural control,
we're
slaves. We're not even serfs at that point. We're slaves.
Well, I guess we will see. But yeah,
I'm hoping I don't live long enough. I'm giving it a decade, and I don't think I have a decade left in my heart.
well, it'll depend.
But I don't have kids, so I don't have to give a shit. You, on the other hand, have kids.
Yeah, but in a decade, my youngest will be 23. Well, 24 actually. So I think she'll be all right at that point. She'll make her own decisions.
No, the government will be making all of the decisions.
Well, I meant as far as what she would be allowed to make. She'd be making her own.
Do I stay in my bedroom today or do I go out to the kitchen? Did I get my allowance? Let me check my phone.
Now that would be her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Always on the phone.
That's how it is, man. That's how we're all gonna be within a decade.
Well, they don't have
It's
robotics
horrible.
up that well yet.
But nobody cares. You can say this all day on any platform you want. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I've said it on stage. Nobody cared. They laughed. Oh, it's a great joke. I'm not joking. This is real.
Yeah.
Whatever. Enjoy your serfdom while you still can.
Well, serfdom's more in California and Hawaii, Australia. And I can't surf. I can boogie board.
Boogie woogie. Boogie boards are fun, man. I miss boogie boarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have surfed. I mean, I'm not no world-class surfer, but I've surfed some pretty huge waves. The waves that scared me on a surfboard. But on a boogie board, it was no problem. I don't know what the difference was.
You're
but-
laying down.
Well, you're laying down on the surfboard. You don't have to stand up. Especially on a longboard.
I thought that was the whole point of surfing was get on your feet.
I've seen people just ride that board laying down, drinking a pina colada.
Yeah, my biggest problem with the whole surfing and boogie boarding thing is, when the big wave comes up, there's no water underneath you. I mean, it just takes you right down and smacks you down there if you're not careful. So
I went night surfing when there was no moon one time, and we were in Waimea Bay, and the wave came in, and I rode it, and then I went back out, and there was a huge wave coming in, so I thought I'd just dip into it, how they do, go through it. Well, I went in right as it crashed, and I got all tumbled around, and I'm like, oh shit, that's coral. Wrong way.
yeah.
I'm gonna drown. That's fun. I got some great pictures of me wiping out on some pretty big waves.
You ought to bring those in and put them on your computer so you can show us next week.
I will see if Joanne will let me scan them.
Yeah, I got a couple of pictures of me doing high dives, like in Kentucky, came off a rope swing. You can barely see the rope and the stick that was going through it, but I was way up on this cliff and swung way out and everything, and then just let go and dove in head first, so the pictures got me going about like this, as I'm dropping in.
You got belly flop.
No, it was a good dive, but I had a lot of room.
I just can't bring myself to dive when I'm up on them high cliffs jumping in. I mean, I've done it, but I'd rather jump in feet first. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the hang up is. Because like I said, I've done it. Jump, good 80-foot cliff. Bloosh. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, see,
like
I'm just the
I think
opposite.
the water claps around my nuts.
Yeah, with me, I'm just the opposite. See, it scares me to go feet first. I'm serious, man. I've gone off railroad trestles into rivers. I've did 80-foot dives, into lakes, off bridges, whatever. Going in feet first, I can't do it, man. It just scares the crap out of me. Yeah. Going in head first, no problem. There's been twice I got hurt doing that, but that was because some reason or not. Well, once I got distracted because I heard I was going off the railroad trestle, and about just before I hit the ground, I heard some girl go, "Oh my God, he's diving," you know,
Well, that's
and
what the problem is. You hit the ground.
well, when I went when for some strange reason I kind of relaxed and almost tried to look over and see who said it just before I hit the water. And so I wasn't set for the impact, and my back bowed more than normal. That hurt,
Perfect. I bet.
And then there was one where I had gone off another real high bridge. I don't even know how high that one was, but somehow or another I got distracted again just before I hit the water, and my arms relaxed, and my arm went bam, hit myself in the head with it. Hurt my hands.
Beating yourself up. We see how it is. Yeah, I've done some jumping and some diving in California. They had some nice, basically dried up rivers that had big pools left behind, and so we'd be jumping and diving and that stuff. But and maybe that's where it's from. Because one time I drove in, and it's just like, oh shit, there's a rock right there. I guess I'm gonna go in feet first from now on, just in case.
Down in Grants Pass, we used to. Well, when I was in Sunny Valley, we'd go to jump off Joe Creek. And there were, 6, 12-foot rocks, but the water was only 3 and 4 foot deep, And so it would dive off and everything. And there was a few times, where your stomach would graze the bottom, because you're trying to shallow dive, everything. So come up with a little bit of a skin belly every now and then, kick up some mud. It was fun, though. Yeah, it was a challenge. Good times.
Hell yeah. Good times, great oldies.
Yeah, I don't know why though. I just can't go feet first. I
Those
can
days
do it.
are over, man. Over. California's drying up. You can't. There's no water.
That's why I'm up here.
You got to bring your own with you.
There you go. Yeah, bring a couple of bottles, pour it in a mud puddle.
Right? What are these 6 bottles for? I'm going diving. What?
Oh boy. Yeah, it was fun though. I still like doing that kind of stuff.
I would if there was a place to do it that was convenient.
That's the problem right there.
Yeah. I'm lazy. I want it to be convenient.
Yeah. I used to go to Lake Union all the time, and go off the bridges around there and stuff, or Lake Washington, and just
we used to hitchhike to the gorge from Kent. It's not too bad. It's not too bad of a high, a ride hike. So you can get there within a couple hours, hang out all day.
Yeah.
Now they've changed that place up so much. I don't even go there anymore.
Yeah, shit. It's been years since I've gone to Flaming River Gorge.
Yeah.
I thought about going there last year, but that was as far as I got.
The last time I was there, the summer before, someone had jumped off the highest part and landed on someone that was floating on the river.
Ah.
And then when I got to the place where they jumped, they cut the tree down, so you couldn't get that extra high jump anymore. And then I know they were putting up fences and walkways and cordoning off places so that there was less and less areas for jumping because that person got hurt.
Well, they did that in Grants Pass.
You ride the river, you take your chances.
Yeah, they did that in Grants Pass too, because we used to go up behind the water plant. They had the water plant there, and there was a nice mud cliff. It was probably about 30 feet. It wasn't a real high one, but we'd dive off that into the Rogue River, and it was after a nice bend, so there wasn't any whirlpools or undertows or anything like that in there, so we were all swimming there. But it was extra hot one year, and it was towards the end of the summer, and some kid dove off, and then he didn't come up. And everybody was diving in, trying to find him. They finally got the search and rescue out there, and divers out there, and they found him. And what had happened, we didn't know it, but behind that water plant, there used to be a cement wall. That's why it was such a nice mud cliff. But that wall broke and came down, and there was still a bunch of the concrete and rebar and everything down in there. And what had happened was he dove off and got skewered by the rebar and was stuck on it.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it just went, right through him. And
like bait and a hook.
Yeah.
So fishing for a couple months.
But they went ahead and they found him and they brought him up and everything, and then they wouldn't let anybody dive off there anymore.
Well, of course not.
What they should have done was clean it out. Get rid of this stuff, drag the river, get all the concrete and rebar out of there, and then say have fun.
They won't do that. That's not allowed. Fun is not allowed.
Well, back then you were allowed to have a good time. To a point.
Yeah, under the age of 20, you're allowed to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did. I remember getting pulled over when I was 16. I had my driver's license, and cop pulled me over. I had a car full of kids with me, and he pulled me over and everything, and we had a case of beer in the floorboard, but we only had 2 beers left. We were actually on our way to the store to get some more beer. And the cop pulls me over and everything, and you guys been drinking, huh? Yes, sir. So, okay, get that beer out of there, pour it out. So we had to open the last 2 beers, dump it out and everything. Now you go home. I don't want to see this. Yep. I don't want to see this car again tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So he took off, and then we went ahead and took off, got to the store, got some more beer, then took off for the mountains. No cops there.
Yep. Yes. Drinking in the woods. God, I miss that somewhat.
Yeah. Well, there's our hour.
Huh?
That was our hour.
That's an hour. I got to make more coffee.
My cup runneth empty too.
My cup was runneth over. The fracture.
Ah. So that's the chip on your shoulder.
Oh yeah. I need to get it out of there. It's sore.
I hear you there. Yeah. Oh, God, that was good memories.
Hey man. Memories of youth are treasured.
Yep.
And the sad part is that the youth of today will never get that kind of experience. At least not as many.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's still a couple people that their parents took them somewhere and they're like, oh man, this is a great place to go. And so when they got the ability to go there by themselves, they went. But it's not in such masses. Like I said, when I went to the gorge, the year after that dude had jumped on the I think it was a girl, but he landed on the girl and broke her back or whatever. Still hundreds of people there.
Uh-huh.
And then 5 years later, you go there. It's like, yeah, I think we should go do the thing at the gorge. Okay, 8 people.
Well, yeah. When I was younger, we would go to like Umpqua River, and everything, and there were fields out there and everything, we'd bring out kegs and we'd all play softball while we're drunker and crap. And a lot of us couldn't even run around the base because we were too drunk, and then or we'd go swimming or floating down the river on inner tubes and stuff, this kind of stuff.
We used to do river floats, man. So many people,
and yet. The last time I went down there, where we used to go, they had it all fenced off. You couldn't even get to it. Pataha Creek in Pomeroy. We used to go down there, go swimming in the creek. We'd fish for trout. They used to stock the creek with trout. We'd go fishing for that. Now there's a fence along the whole damn city. The whole town, both sides of the creek, fenced off. You can't get to it.
Well, here Maple Valley, Kent, Auburn, a couple other places, but it was called Beer Bottle Creek because that was where we'd go get drunk. Right? Yeah. So we called this place Beer Bottle. Are you going to Beer Bottle? Yeah. Which one? That stuff's all gone.
Oh yeah,
all gone.
We used to go to Sand Pits. It's a park and ride now.
We used to go to the sand pits over there by the in Burien by the airport.
Yeah, well, we went to the.
Stop. You can't go there no more.
Yeah, we went to the Sand Pits in White Center up Olson Hill, You know,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, Myers Hill went this way, Olson Hill went this way, and Sandpits was right in the middle.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gone.
And when
It's
I lived in White Center, there was no getting in there.
oh,
There
well,
was
see,
no.
yeah, but we used to go down there and drive around in the pits, you know.
Right. Yeah, because when I was driving my truck around, there was a good sand pit to go in Renton up near off Petrovitsky I'm gonna say the east side of Petrovitsky. There was a nice sand pit. Can't go there anymore. There's the place in Buring, can't go there anymore. Place in White Center, can't drive down there
Yeah.
anymore. Shit, man.
Yeah, I know. We used to go and watch the planes. Well, every year, Goodyear Blimp would come to SeaTac. I would pack up the kids and the wife, and we would go to the back side of the airport, you know,
Yeah.
and there was a nice little parking area out there, and we'd sit
Yeah.
and we'd watch, you know. And at night,
you
we'd go
can't do
there and,
that.
you know, sit and drink and have sex or whatever, you know.
And you can't even sit there.
Yeah, and now you can't even go. You know, it's closed off completely.
But I like to think that me and my friends ruined that, because we used to take acid and jump the fence and lay at the end of the runway when the planes would come in. It was great because planes would come in, you'd see it, and then you'd hear it, and we'd all just start screaming as loud as we can, and the plane would just drown us out. You couldn't hear us. Fucking great. And then the security would come because the pilots would probably see us or whatever. Somebody'd see us. But yeah, so now I think we might have had something to do with that.
Yeah, except, you know, we weren't towards the end of any runway. We were off to the side, you know, and we were on the Burien side of the runways.
Yeah, we were in Burien, on the Burien side. Could you go up, was that 509 or whatever? Off of I-5, off 509. You can see the light rail that the light bar that tells the plane
Right.
how fast it's going.
Yeah.
And that's the fence we would jump.
Okay, yeah. See, where the runways were, you know, we were about the middle of the airport. And it was-
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you were on the other side then.
Yeah, we were on the west side of the runways. You know,
Yeah.
so you know, because you had the north and south runways, and you know, so we were right about the middle, and the Goodyear Blimp always landed on the southwest side. So that was about as close as we could get to actually see it. And we'd see the guys holding the ropes. We could see the
Right.
people going on and off and this kind of stuff, you know. And it was just cool watching it take off because it was so slow and, you know, just,
Oh, yeah.
you know, it was cool.
You could hear in the engine.
Yeah.
You're like, that thing should be doing 100. Nope. Nope.
Yeah. You know, watch the planes come in and land. Well, shit, we used to be able to take the subway at SeaTac. You know, we'd be drunk, go walking in there to the airport,
Yeah.
get on
yeah,
the
you used to be able to
subway.
walk in, get on the thing, go around it 5, 10, 15 times. No one to bother you.
Yeah,
And they're hooting and hollering, 5 of us.
and then go out to, you know, to one you know, to one of the hangars and everything, you know, and just watch the runway and watch the planes come in and land and take off, you know, and then turn around and take off again, go somewhere else, you know. You can't do that now. You got to go through security. You got to be sober, you know.
Gotta have a ticket.
Yeah, yeah, you know. So yeah, you just can't do any of the fun stuff anymore.
Goddamn joy killers.
Yeah, yeah, just ain't right.
That shit ain't right.
We had so much fun when I was young doing this stuff, you know. All through my teens, well, even before the teens, you know, but you know, through my teens into my 20s and 30s, you know, it was a lot of fun. But
I was about 25. We used to be able to get away with having fun.
yeah,
As long as we weren't doing anything violent or destructive, we were fine.
yeah, if we wasn't stealing anything or damaging anything or hurting anybody, then you know, yeah, it was all right. You know, they didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't want us drinking and driving too much, so they'd tell us to go home. But they let us drive home. You know. You know.
We're not advocating drinking and driving. Do not drink and drive.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to get into fights, you know, and you know, if the police showed up because somebody said something about a fight, you know, if the police showed up, they would take you both to jail, and you'd sit there overnight. Next morning, they'd let you out, you know, and that was kind of cool because I actually met some really nice people that way. You know, I mean, would get
Yeah,
into it,
that's
sit
what makes
overnight.
sense in jail.
Yeah, and just sit there and everything, wait until morning. They'd let us out. We'd go have breakfast, and we got to know each other better. And but now you try and get into a fight, somebody's going to pull a knife or a gun, so you can't even enjoy it.
Yeah.
The police will take you to jail for assault, or something like that, instead of just letting you go and work things out. You just no fun.
The world's changing. We're getting old. Damn you, young kids.
Well, I'm sad for the kids now because they just don't know what life could be.
Yep.
If it isn't for their phone or their computer or the television, they got no life. With us, the computer, the television, well, back then, computers were what, Nintendo, that kind of thing, Atari,
Yeah.
But that was for like, when it was too cold or too wet or something like that to go out and have a good time.
Those were rainy days.
Yes,
That's when you came in and you're like, do I watch cartoons? Oh, no cartoons on. All right, I'll play Pac-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then the sun comes out and your parents are like, get the hell out of the house.
And they didn't have to say it twice,
No.
My mother, she used to, I'd be saying, can I go out and play? No, you can't. It's raining out there. Can I go out and play? No, it's thunder and lightning out there, And, so I'd be sitting there trying to find something else to do, play Hot Wheels or something. As soon as there was a break in the clouds, can I go out and play? I think a lot of times she let me go just because she got tired of me asking.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure that's 90% of the reason I was allowed to go out, even when it was raining. Fine, get the hell out of the house. Because stop asking me questions. Is your room clean? Then get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Nowadays, hell, I try and get my daughter to go someplace to go out, whatever and everything. It's like trying to, I pretty much have to kick her out.
And now video games are a job, a career.
Yeah.
They eat half your life because you gotta finish this thing and do this stuff, and I'm doing it on TikTok or whatever, so that people will pay me to do it.
Yeah, sad.
World's changing. We're getting old. We can tell we're getting old.
Oh, I can tell I'm getting old every time I roll over in bed.
Oh Jesus, we just got new mattresses, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, we just bought a new mattress too, but it still hurts to roll over. Still hurts to lay down.
She likes. I like the pillow top. She likes them firmer, and so I went ahead and got a firm one like she likes. So because we have two mattresses together, but we got a really big bed. It's bigger than a California king, and so it takes two mattresses. And I mean, it's all right. The firmness is all right, but I can tell I laid on this shoulder too much last night because it is sore as hell, man. I'm old.
Yeah, see, I don't like the memory foam. It irritates the crap out of me because it's like, you roll over and the hole is still there. You're waiting for it to fill in, so you got to hold yourself out of it until it fills up, and then you're good, And and I roll over a lot, and so we got one that doesn't have the memory foam top, and it's a medium firm because she's so light. If you make it a firm, she doesn't even make it sink any. And if we get it soft enough for for her to actually squish down in her to where she's really comfortable, then it's like a flour tortilla thrown over me because I just sink right through. So so this way here we got a medium one and everything, and and it's comfortable enough for both of us to actually sleep. But yeah, it's but yeah, I still, every time I roll over or something, the other night and everything, I was laying there. In fact, it was like 2 nights ago, I think it was. I was laying there and, I was having this problem with my lower back anyway, but all of a sudden, I rolled over in my sleep and I heard this pop real loud, and I felt it down there in my lower back, and it was like, oh shit, and it woke me up out of a dead sleep, and then I sit there and I was going, okay, am I going to be able to walk again or what? And I wiggled my toes. I wiggled my toes and everything felt better, and it was like, oh, okay, so it popped for good. But yeah, that's. But getting old, I'll tell you, it sucks. But the alternative sucks worse.
What, staying young forever?
No, not getting old.
Staying young forever. James Dean did it.
Yeah, well, I'd much rather get old than not get old.
I wonder how fast he was going, man. That car he was driving looked like a goddamn pancake.
Yeah,
and
well,
the car that he hit.
Yeah, well, you know he was going fast, but it was what, a Porsche? You know, a small Porsche.
It was a Spider, so yeah, I guess.
Oh no, yeah, so it was an MG midget.
It was a Spider, whatever make and model it was.
Yeah, it was a little car. It was a little sports car. I thought it was a Porsche.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I guess it could have been a Fiat Spider, but I can't imagine that being that fast. Because the ones that I've ridden in were not really, you know, give me a Triumph Spitfire, I'll blow them out, you know.
I'm sure it was a race car because he drove race cars because he was kind of into it, living life fast.
yeah, but I thought it was a Porsche though. But yeah, that might have been, could have been a midget or something. I don't know.
Whatever it was, it didn't have a roof on it, didn't have a roll bar. It looked like a
crushed beer can.
Like a crushed beer can that was also torn open a little bit, and the car that he hit was up on its side right behind him. It's just like, whoa, man, I hope those people didn't get too badly hurt. Of course they're dead.
Yeah, that was a bad one. But that, you know, I mean, that was a bad 5-year period when you think about it, though. You know, I mean, he went, Buddy Holly,
Big Papa.
Yeah, Richie Valley, you know, and then the Big Bopper, they all died. Patsy Cline died.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I thought there was somebody else that died there too. That was.
Oh, I'm sure there were thousands of unknown, unnamed faces because people die every day and no one cares unless they were rich.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and then in the 70s, we went through it again because that's when Jim Croce died in a plane crash. Audie Murphy died in a plane crash.
Planes aren't safe if you're famous.
Yeah.
Or helicopter.
Well, that's why Elvis wouldn't fly. You know, I mean, no, I got famous. I'm not flying, man.
Mark.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I got to go do stuff.
Yeah, I should, but I don't know if I will.
I got to go make more coffee, man. I got to.
Yeah. I plan on making a pot now, but I went and got fuel just before we did the show. So.
I see. All right. Well, anyone that was watching us, thank you. Anyone that liked it, thank you. The rest of you, eh.
Also, remember, just because we're not on the air, you can always call 253-254-6664 and give us your opinions. You can also email him at that's VEG, at rubberchickenradio.com. You can email me, Gary, at rubberchickenradio.com, and tell us what you think or make a suggestion, you know, whatever.
Yeah, and if you love us or hate us, come check us out Monday, 2 weeks from now. So that'd be, let's see, 35th and then the 42nd. I don't know what day that is.
Here, hold on. I'm looking. Okay, so 2 weeks from today, the 12th would
December
be
12th.
That'd be Monday, the 12th of January. We will be in Renton at the 927.
907.
907. Okay, and do stand up there. And then 13th, Tuesday, we'll be here in Tacoma at Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy show.
Extravaganza Club.
Yep. And we'll be doing it again. So feel free to join us.
Come on out. Do it. Other than that, this has been another episode of You Must Be Joking.
Right? Anyhow, thanks everybody for watching.
I'm old. All right, boss. I'm gonna go make some coffee and get ready for my other show, and maybe do some work.
Okay, well, I feel for you then.
All right, man. You have a good day.
Hey, you too.
Later.